Hey everybody, it's Ryan O'Kelly from the One Job at a Time podcast, and I have a question for everybody. Have you done your taxes yet? Because April 15th is approaching soon. And if the answer is no, then you should visit Franklin and Co CPAs. They take the time to explain things in plain English, answer your questions, and help you feel confident before you file. No confusing jargon, no rushed advice, just thoughtful, professional guidance from people who know taxes, inside and out. So if you want help that's reliable, clear, human, and has a personal touch, then check out Franklin and Co CPAs. But just make sure it's before April 15th. My next guest has a special place in my heart. I've known her for a very long time, and she is one of the smartest people that I know. She wears many hats too, one being the producer of this podcast. She is extremely intelligent. She is an engineer by trade, but primarily works as a product marketing manager. She's had multiple jobs that I've asked her about many times, and I wish I listened more when I asked, but I promise you I'm going to listen today, and we're going to learn a lot and have a great time, and we are going to bond even more than we already have. My next guest is my wife, Emily O'Kelly. My friends over at Oyster Brands just sent me the On Par Performance hoodie, and man, does this thing got me looking right. It comes in oyster blue, oyster gray, and oyster seafoam. They sent me the oyster blue, and man, does this go well with my eyes. It's going to get me looking right for the course, especially in the early spring. It's going to keep me warm. It's got a nice athletic fit to it. It's quick dry and has a 4-way stretch. And on the left chest here, it's got the Oyster Brands logo. And they're recommending machine wash cold for the Oyster Brands On Par Performance hoodie. Oyster Brands, I can't say enough. I'm just going through their site right now, and they have everything. I mean, the woman's apparel is on point, too. The hats, the performance polo, the Tide Line polo, I mean, you name it, the Tide Line skirt, they have it all. One Job 20 in all caps will get you 20% off your next Oyster Brands purchase. Do it now. And welcome back to the One Job at a Time podcast.
Hi, Ryan.
Can you believe it's episode 5 already?
No, that's crazy.
Crazy. Time is flying by.
It really is.
It is something. What's new with you?
Oh, nothing really. Just first podcast with our Coda girl in the room.
Yeah, this is the first one with her laying right underneath. She's being a good girl right now.
Yeah, she is. For context, we have a dog named Coda, and she's a Samoyed, and she's the cutest girl alive. And normally we kick her out because she's really loud, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
How long will it last?
Who knows? Right now she's laying down and sleeping, and she looks cute, but normally I feel like halfway through she'll start nudging us, being like, all right, we should do something else.
Yeah, right. I'm getting bored.
Yeah, that's what she's going to say to us.
But she's being good right now.
Yeah, she's cute.
Let me ask you this. How has being the producer of this podcast been?
It's been good.
Is it something that was a bucket list thing for you? Did you always want to be a producer of a podcast, or?
No, actually, I knew nothing about it, and I still don't really know much.
You're doing a good job. Everyone's liking the quality and the content, so.
Oh, that's good. Well, you're doing a lot of work for that.
Yeah, But the technical stuff, that's really all you.
I'm more so like a consultant versus a full producer.
Yeah, I would say that. I think we need to get you a producer like tagline, or what is it called?
Yeah, producer tag.
Producer tag. Yeah, we need something like that.
I know. I don't know what it should be.
We have to work on that.
Yeah.
Because that'd be fun. Let me ask you this. What was your first thought when I told you about this podcast?
I thought it was a good concept.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Were you like, oh my God, what is he getting into here? Or,
no, not necessarily. I think.
Did you genuinely like the idea?
I genuinely liked the idea of this topic.
Yeah.
Of the podcast. I mean, I think you have a lot of ideas. So it was more so just like, oh, is this one actually going to happen?
Yeah.
But no, I think once we figured out a good name, which took a little while.
Yeah.
It felt more real in that it was actually going to happen. So.
Yeah. Did you actually think I was going to go through with this idea? At first, you can be honest.
At first, no, not at all. You have a lot of ideas.
This is the first one that I've kind of maybe took to fruition here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good one to choose because it's
a
good idea, good topic, good
limited capital
concept.
to start this up. That's probably the big factor.
I think that was my my big factor on it.
Because a lot of these other ideas that I had required maybe a substantial amount of capital.
Small business loan.
But this just required some Amazon mics to start and we'll see where it takes us.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
Michael Jordan.
Scott or Michael Jordan?
No, it's Wayne Gretzky. But I say that because me and Ryan just started watching the new Jury Duty, which I think, Company Retreat. I think they're calling it now.
Great show, by the way.
It's very funny. And the guy, he was like, oh, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Michael Jordan. And then
yeah, right.
It's all like a parody. But
the Jury Duty show was like one of my favorite shows.
I know, it's so funny.
Years.
It's so
funny. When did that come out? Like a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Is it a COVID show or no?
No, we were living in our house.
Yeah.
And so it was probably like 1 or 2 years ago.
Oh, wow. But that is fantastic show. Well written, well produced.
It's so funny.
And this Company Retreat run, I'm so excited for.
I just like...
It could get really like out of pocket, but we'll see how far they get.
I'm like trying to figure out if the guy knows that something's up because he's very it could be just this guy's personality, but he's so into it.
He's so into it.
And like
I don't think he's trying to get like a real job at this place.
Well, maybe, but he's like, I'm just a temporary worker, and they're like, yeah, you can handle all the HR for the week, and he's like, bet, I'm Captain Fun, like I got this going. If that were me in that position, I'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah, if I was like a temp, I would probably care less.
Yeah, no, he's
like into it.
Yeah, he feels for all these people. It may be that part might be because he thinks it's a documentary, so he obviously wants to like look good on the documentary and like have a real part. But yeah, it's very funny so far.
Yeah, because he is doing like interviews, and they told him that up front. So maybe he's just trying to be like,
he knows he's doing it like a recap of every day.
Yeah. He's good so far. He's good.
Yeah, he's very funny. They must like they must have like set personality traits for the people that would do well on a show like this, and that they look for when they hire this person to do it.
Hire anyone.
No, because like I think about myself in that situation, and like I wouldn't be nearly as chatty as that guy.
No, not at all. Me neither.
Yeah.
But he's like camaraderie. He's like
he's like
the team going,
building the vibes.
Yeah,
he's bringing everybody together, and I'm like, good for this guy. Maybe it's a little lesson learned for me. Like I should.
Yeah. No, it's a great show.
I should talk to more people.
Yeah, right.
That's really all it is.
That's it. Oh man. What else is a good show? Oh, Mormon Wives. What's the deal? Tell our listeners, like, what's the deal with Taylor Frankie Paul? Is she out on The Bachelorette, or what's
they canceled the season.
Like legit, or did they just?
No, they like legit canceled it. But apparently, I actually saw it today. So actually, I'll go back and give a little context. Taylor Frankie Paul's supposed to be The Bachelorette. Her season got canceled because her and her baby daddy / boyfriend potentially got into like a domestic violence in February
of
this year.
Of this year.
Yeah. So that's like up in the air, and they weren't going to cancel the season because of that. But somebody, probably her baby daddy / boyfriend, released footage of a previous domestic violence
in like
2023, which
right?
was basically the plot of the whole first episode of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So everybody knew about it. She's gone on like 1,000 podcasts talking about it. She's never like lied. I think seeing it in video of what actually happened and how she like hit her child by accident,
that's causing uproar.
It looks really horrible. Honestly, it was like a terrible, terrible video.
Yeah.
But
yeah, she was whipping those chairs around.
Yeah, no, scary.
Yeah.
But the problem in that what I saw was that like the Bachelorette people knew this story of like this domestic violence thing before they signed her as the Bachelorette. So apparently she's going to sue the Bachelorette people because she didn't violate her contract at all, relatively, because she kind of showed her winner. I don't know. It's a whole thing. So who knows what's going to happen? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of lawyers involved.
Yeah, that was going to be a really good season, I think. It's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, she's just entertaining in general. But,
yeah, she's a wild card.
You also... It's a question for, like, ABC, Hulu in general. Like, who are you promoting on these shows?
True.
And also, I just think she needs help in general. Like...
Yeah, she needs some Jesus, which... She's close to Jesus.
I don't think she needs Jesus because she's Mormon. She already has that. I think she needs like a mental rehab facility.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
just because she doesn't really have a good support system at home. She clearly doesn't have a good partner in this Dakota person. So she kind of needs an outside program to teach her how to separate from
She kind of chooses some walking red flags for sure.
Yeah. I mean, she's also a red flag of herself, but...
Yeah, she is. But that's what makes this reality TV fun.
I know, that's tough. It's a little too much, though. Like,
yeah, a little too much.
Can't be hurting people.
No, because you have to think about her mental well-being, too. Yeah, interesting. Well, we'll see what happens, but... Something fun, March Madness is upon us.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it.
Last episode, I kind of predicted that Texas was going to have a little run.
Yeah.
And they did. They won their first 2 games.
It's very exciting.
So they're on to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, and last episode, I think I said who my picks would be.
Who were your picks? I forgot.
It was like Duke, Gonzaga, UNC...
So UNC
and somebody else. Out. Yeah. Literally everybody that I was like, these would be my picks are already out. My bracket is busted. My bracket is busted for sure. We went to the Bruins game on Thursday, so we were bouncing around Boston after work.
Yeah.
And I looked at my phone at like the first bar that we sat at, and it was instantly like X's all through. So I was like, yeah, I'm screwed for this year. There's no point.
It was not a good year for both of us.
Yeah.
My Final Four is still in, but I think you had Gonzaga in the Final Four, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But I missed out on too many early picks. I am in a survivor pool right now. I'm still hanging on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I got Purdue. Actually, it's playing right now.
How does the survivor pool work for March Madness?
You just pick 2 teams per day.
Oh.
And then as the rounds advance, you pick 1 team per day to just move on and advance. But the problem is it's strategic. You have to you don't want to
pick all of your ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I went with a couple of 5s, a couple of 4s.
So what happens if
I've used 2s already?
What happens if you say you do use all your 1s and then all of the ones are in the Final Four? Are you out because you have no more people to pick?
Eventually, when it gets to that, yeah, you'd just be out.
Interesting.
So you have to be kind of strategic. That's why all my 1s
I never heard of a pick'em or whatever they're called, survivor leagues for this.
It's kind of like a pick'em, a survivor pool. We used to do them for the NFL all the time. You pick one team per week.
Well, I like that one. I won one of those.
Yeah, you won one of those. Those are fun. It's kind of similar concept.
Yeah.
But with this,
it seems harder.
It's way more difficult because you have to be even more strategic. Just like what you said, if you use all the 1s and all the 1s advance, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Whereas there's 32 teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
And there's only 18 games, so it's
it's a lot easier. I guess you can't choose the same team twice, but
yeah. But we'll see. I think this is like one of my first years doing this survival pool for the
Yeah,
NCAA tournament.
I never heard of it.
I like it. One of our buddies built like his own website, and like it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Another topic. One Job Pod merch is out. One of our good friends, shout out Craig. He started our merch line recently, so we're starting with sweatshirts, and hopefully we'll move to boxers, belts, you name it.
I want the sweatshirt.
The sweatshirt looks comfy.
Yeah.
I still don't have it yet, but
I know, I need one.
Yeah, so we'll start that merch line pretty soon, and we'll get this thing taken off here.
Love it.
We have a pretty good guest today.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah. She's gorgeous. She has a great personality. She's actually sitting right in front of me here. We have Emily on the pod today.
Yep, I'm here.
Welcome again. I can't wait to hear your story, kind of your background.
Actually learn what I do.
I still don't know after all these years really what you do. So I think we just needed this podcast to really learn what you do.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people don't really know what I do, which is understandable because it's not like
that
a super common job title, I guess. It's a relatively new position within companies, I'd say.
Is it really?
In the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah. I also think that you work for some complicated niche companies out there that
so a lot of times
above most people's heads to really understand whether it's the product or
right,
the design
because I think a lot of the times too, and we'll get into it my actual title and what it all means and things like that, but a lot of the times when people ask me what I do, I'll just say I sell XYZ product.
Yeah.
Because it's easier than saying.
But you're not even in sales.
Well, I'm not really in sales, but marketing is basically the same thing.
True. So Em, your title now is product marketing manager, but tell me about your degree, your background, work me how you got to this title and this position now.
Sure. I think I said in one of the earlier podcasts, or maybe the first one, where I had no idea what I wanted to do going into college.
Yeah.
And I think on my college applications I had engineering as the top one because I liked math and I was pretty good at it in high school.
Yeah.
I think
you were a math whiz, so I can see why engineering was one of your top.
Yeah. I think OBGYN was my second one because I Googled highest paying medical careers in Rhode Island and that's what it said, so nice. I was sure, number 2.
I respect that.
And then I think the third one was business. But I mean, when you apply to college, they just kind of choose your first option, so I got accepted into the engineering school for most of the colleges that I applied to.
Yeah.
I kind of knew I was going to go to URI no matter what because my sister had just had my sweet baby niece Olivia, so I wasn't trying to leave because
you wanted to be close to fam.
Yeah, she's a beautiful, adorable, amazing person, so I wanted to be there for her childhood, and because I knew my sister wasn't done having kids, so she was going to keep having kids, and I wanted to be a part of their lives.
Yeah, that's great.
But so I knew I was going to go to URI. So when I got to URI, they actually had a really good program. I went in undecided engineering, and they have all of the freshman engineering students go to it's a once a week quick lecture, but they talk about all the different disciplines of engineering.
Oh, nice.
So you kind of get to learn about each one and see what you want to do. Long story short, freshman year chemistry was the worst class at URI. I think that's just a trend. Everybody knows that the chemistry program at URI sucks.
Undergrad chemistry is different.
And at least the first one. And the way that the engineering program is you're taking Calc 1, Chem, and Physics. And I was taking Italian because I had I minored in Italian. And then I forget what my other class was. But that's all for your freshman first semester. So it's a big thing, and you're kind of you have homework constantly. You're just like doing work constantly. And I was on the gymnastics team, so it was kind of like a blur that whole first semester of just being exhausted.
Yeah.
So when I was looking at all the different like engineering disciplines, I chose the one where I didn't have to take Chem 2.
Nice.
And that ended up being Industrial and Systems Engineering, which I'm really glad I took, because it's kind of the way that nobody understands what I'm talking about when I say Industrial and Systems Engineering, but the way that I like to describe it is saying it's more of the operations and business side of engineering.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
it's very like you learn all about manufacturing. So you learn about all the different types of machinery, and
Business operate like
flow of operations. You're talking about like process optimization, lean management. Then you also get into like statistics and what
Like
they call like
yields.
engineering and economics. Yeah. So it's more
product
so
yields, like
yeah. So I like to say it's like the business side of engineering.
Yeah, I like that. I like that description.
Yeah.
But at this program in particular, it's really you're doing engineering and a language too. Like
Yeah. So
that's how like the program's set up, right?
Yeah, the program is actually you double major, you do engineering and a language, and then you're supposed to go abroad for a year.
In your 5th year.
No, your 4th year.
Oh.
So basically it's a 5-year program. You do engineering in Italian. You go to Italy for 11 months, I think, is what you're supposed to be.
You could do German, you could do French, yeah.
Yeah. So you're supposed to go abroad for 11 months and then finish your 5th year. For my year, my class was kind of planning it, but we were the first year that was going to Italy. Mm-hmm. So it didn't really feel like the program was like that fleshed out. And then all of the people in my class decided to go to Italy their 5th year instead of their 4th. So by the time like time ran around, I was like, well, I'm already graduated at 4 years, so
might as well start working.
I kind of want money.
Yeah.
Clearly that's like the motivation behind every choice that I've made so far.
Exactly.
But
I love it.
Now looking back, I'm like, I should have just fucked around Italy for a year, but I'm glad I didn't, because we're where we're at now in life.
Yeah.
But
yeah, things are good. So you're really double majoring in an engineering discipline in a language, and you did industrial and systems and Italian.
Yes.
And if you were to go abroad, I remember you saying like one of the hardest parts is you would have had to find an internship over there by yourself. Like there was no like leads. You would have just been like on the streets of Italy finding an internship. I thought that was crazy.
I think that's what it was. So like one of my last classes for Italian, we were writing our like our CVs or our resumes. Yeah. And they were like, oh yeah, this is the resume that you'll use to apply to the different internships and stuff. And I feel like it probably would have ended up being fine, but I was just hearing horror stories from other people, like coming from, it was a very older, it was a new program, it was an older town. Like
what part of Italy?
You had to find your own apartment, and I just wasn't at that point in my life where I was like, I'm doing all this. Now, if I had to go do it, I'd probably be like, fine, I can find it easy, whatever. Yeah. As like a 20-year-old thinking about doing this, I was like, no thanks.
Yeah, it's a little overwhelming.
And like going over there alone, like it didn't sound appealing to me.
What part of Italy was it going to be?
Calabria.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so did you do any like cool internships while you were like in the engineering program?
Yeah, my coolest internship was at Tiffany and Co, which has
cool. Like the jewelry.
Yeah, it has like a manufacturing facility up in Cumberland.
Oh, nice.
So that was really cool to see. My internship, so it was an operations intern, and I worked in the area that they call their like sample cell. Mm-hmm. So I was helping with like the planning and I was doing like time studies and things like that for what they call their sample cell. So basically the whole factory is separated into different like steps of the process. So they have like casting, where they like would have like ring molds, and they would pour the silver in, and it would make basically like the ring for it, or whatever jewelry that they were making. And they would have all the different steps in like these different areas on a big scale. Yeah. In the sample cell, it was basically having all of those steps on the smaller scale, and we would be able to test like how fast each thing could go, because then you can plan like
Production.
lead times and production easier.
Okay.
But it was pretty cool. We were seeing people make like really high-end jewelry, and it was pretty cool. And it's like a lot of it is very still done by hand because it's such high quality, and it's they're basically like artists carving these things. They're making the bevels, they're polishing it. It's very cool to watch.
Really? So it's like still hands-on. There's definitely automation to it, but like there's people like
there's still
placing.
people.
Wow.
It was very cool.
That's pretty cool. They also make the Lombardi Trophy, and I think they make the NBA Finals Trophy too, or the MVP Trophy. Did you?
That I'm not sure of, but I did see the Lombardi Trophy. That was cool. I held it.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it was very, it was wicked heavy. So, like...
How heavy do you think it was?
Oh, like...
I think it was like 20 pounds, 30 pounds?
At least 30 pounds.
Wow.
So when you see, like, Brady and Gronk throwing it to each other on the Florida parade over boats, I was like, how on earth? I would literally injure myself if I tried to do that.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was heavy.
I mean, not many people can say they've held a Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah, it was cool.
What year was that? 2017?
Yeah.
I forget who won the Super Bowl then, but that's pretty... Was it like an older one, or was it the one they were giving that year?
I have no idea.
No idea. It was just one of them.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
That is really cool.
And actually, not to jump ahead, but one of the companies that I interviewed for made Super Bowl rings.
Oh, nice. So you were sticking with the trend there.
I had done this internship at a jewelry factory, so when I was applying to different jobs, there was this one open. They probably called me in because I had the experience at Tiffany, but they made like class rings, Super Bowl rings, like all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Also in Rhode Island, which I guess we did have a big jewelry manufacturing
district in Providence.
And such, which not so much anymore, but
yeah,
it makes sense.
That is true. But like at this time during like your schooling and internships, like do you even know like you're gonna be like this product marketing engineer or like manager? Like, did you even know that?
No, not at all. So like basically when you're in like industrial systems engineering, you kind of imagine that you're working in some sort of factory.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. I did the internship at Tiffany. Part of the program, you go on like a million different factory tours, and they're pretty cool. Like, it's fine. But I think I knew I wanted something where I didn't necessarily have to be in a factory. Some of them are pretty like dark and desolate looking.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's not like a sexy place to work all the time. It's just like gray and whatever. It's fine.
Gloomy.
But as like a young kid,
I never pictured you being in a factory. Like,
I mean, I do it, but it's just I knew I didn't want to work like in a factory every single day.
Yeah.
But I was willing to if that was the job that I was going to get out of college. So basically, I applied to a couple of different places. One was like a shower rod manufacturer. And that one probably would have been cool, but also it would have been like in a factory every single day, like hard hat, safety glasses on constantly. Same thing, jewelry manufacturer. And then the third was a manufacturer of electronic components, but the role was for a product marketing engineer.
Oh, cool.
And when applying to the job, I didn't really know what that entailed.
Yeah.
But I knew once I applied and did the interview, I knew that it would mean traveling a little bit. It would include going on like sales calls. It included
really like becoming like the product expert.
Yeah. So it was more so what in my head was the business side of what I could potentially do with this degree. So that one appealed to me the most. So I took the job, and it was a great job. But I learned a lot about how a business runs at that company, which was pretty cool. Because the way that... So I was a product marketing engineer, but the way that they kind of ran their marketing department is you had your toes into every little aspect of the business. Because you were working on marketing stuff, but you're also working directly with customers.
Yep.
You're helping them with like their technical details when you're in person in conversations, because we're building custom products basically.
Custom parts, yeah. You're working with the legit engineers who are building these things, right?
Yeah, so you're helping them with like their power handling and making sure that they have all the requirements that they need, but also we're able to manufacture it because there's design parameters. Like for an example, the products where they're like substrates, and if you need a certain amount of metal deposited onto this like plate, to handle the power that is going through it for the electricity.
Yeah.
But you also need certain lines so that you can get like frequency. So it all depends. Like if you need the metal to be a certain thickness, you have to have a minimum line size in between, or we won't be able to manufacture it. So it was a lot of working back and forth with customers on things like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's why
these are a ton of technical like details.
Yeah, maybe it's too technical, but I think why.
No, like I'm saying that you dealt with at this job.
Oh, yeah.
That like the average marketing person without an engineering degree would have trouble with this.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was just going to say. Right. I think that's the reason why they hired an engineer. Is because it's a more technical product. So you need to be able to have like the technical background to learn what the product is to be able to market it correctly.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
For example, these products, from what I've learned from you, go into like electric vehicles, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all different industries. The products that we were making were kind of niche, so
one industry is EVs, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was like high power, high precision applications for the products that we were making. But it was a great job. It was all nice people. It was local, so it was only like 10 minutes from my house, which was lovely.
Yeah. It was close.
And I feel like I learned a lot.
It seems like you did. I thought that was a great first job for you.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah, you learned so much.
Yeah. And I went to like a bunch of trade shows. I traveled. By the time I left there, I was traveling like once a month, which other people might hate, but I loved that aspect of it, even if they weren't like their work trips. So now in my older age, I don't like them as much. But back then, it was like a nice break from being behind like your desk. Yeah. And you get to go somewhere and see a new place and.
Yeah. You dealt with like a lot of pretty cool customers at this company.
Yeah.
Like government defense companies, right?
Yeah.
EV vehicles, like what else?
Yeah, I mean, they were cool. They were like decent customers. They weren't like that cool, I'd say.
I think they're cool.
Yeah.
So your title is product marketing engineer. What does that actually mean, like for the listeners?
Yeah, it's interesting because at Vishay, that meant you were acting as marketing, so that we were creating all of like the slide decks and social media and videos and managing trade shows and all of that good stuff for our product line.
Yeah.
But it also meant you were kind of the technical sales person.
Yeah.
So you would go on all of
the
sales meetings and be the technical resource when talking to the customers, and you would go with the account salesperson.
Oh, cool.
You also worked with operations to make sure that the products were getting to the customer. So you managed the customer to factory relationship. So I was tracking a lot of like orders to make sure that they were produced on time. So I could see where they were in the factory and see if they weren't moving, and I'd go downstairs and figure out what was going on. Then I'd work with somebody else to try to get it pushed through and move things around. And so it was a lot of managing that for the customer.
True.
I was also working directly with engineering a lot because we created what was called like a material process sheet. So every product number had a specific process sheet of basically all the characteristics of what the factory needed in order to make it, because they call at this company, it was what you would call like a job shop production line. So you had all your machinery, but every product number would have a different process flow through the factory. So we helped create those material sheets, managed making sure everything was correct. You would have to look through the process sheet to make sure everything looked right, and you would work with engineering on that. Worked directly with quality all the time because it was customer issues that we were helping manage. So we would try to figure out what happened
because these were
to
custom,
the quality
custom
aspect.
products.
Yeah. So that's...
You had your toes, like you said earlier, in literally everything.
So that's why I really liked this role, because I kind of learned all the aspects of, and I worked with everybody.
Yeah. You learned so much about
so
just
that
the
was,
overall business.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
In terms of actual product marketing, that's a very expanded version of what you would consider this role as. So when I was looking to kind of grow my career, I knew I wanted to be in product marketing because that's
where you want to be.
Where the money is, honestly.
Yeah.
Again, every decision I've made in my life has been chasing dollar signs, apparently. But
yeah.
So
that's my wife.
So once I was like, okay, I've been here for a certain amount of time, I want to grow my career.
Yeah.
I needed to decide, like, if I wanted to go on the more engineering route or if I wanted to pursue this product marketing side.
Gotcha.
So I did a lot of research into what the role of like a product marketing manager actually meant. And it was kind of hard to do because there's not that much information about it. Like, it's not, just to use our last episode as an example, but it's not like an electrician where they have a book of conduct where you can read exactly what you need to know and this is the possibilities that you can do. It's very broad, and I think it's very broad because every company kind of looks at product marketing in different ways. And structures the roles in different ways. So I did a lot of research. I bought like books. I was trying to listen to podcasts that talked about the role of a product marketing manager. And I think, I mean, this is off the top of my head, but an overview of basically what a product marketing manager is you're handling market research, product messaging and positioning. So basically you're building out the message of how you want to promote this to the world. So you'll use it for like content, videos, socials, presentations, all that kind of stuff. Sales enablement. So you're training the sales team on how to
present this to
customers or present this to the world.
Okay, cool.
Customer journey. So you're helping figure out all the different touch points of how a person buys the product, comes across the product, and and basically trying to figure out the best ways to enable each of those steps along the journey to make it the best possible.
Okay.
And then there's also like the content aspect where your blogs, white papers, videos, things like that. And then there's trade shows. So, which kind of falls under the content where you're...
Big customer events.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
You have to know or get exposed to like everything in the business. Like you kind of have a good idea and good concept of like almost every aspect of the business.
Yeah, and you have to have a good understanding of
business,
you kind of have to have a good understanding of the steps that it takes for a person to discover your product all the way through
the life.
Not even just them selling it, but them using it.
True.
And then like the cycle of, are they going to come back, or
are they buying again? Are they repurchasing?
Oh, like
that's
cool.
Yeah,
you need to kind of have a good understanding of how that all works.
And, works. That's awesome. I think that's really cool.
I think it's cool too.
I think not many jobs not many jobs are so involved from like start to finish like that. Like they may be involved in like just a little piece of the business.
Oh, and there's another aspect of it too, which is a lot of the times product marketers work directly with product managers.
who are more customer facing, correct or no?
Not necessarily customer facing. They could be, but they're more so like building the products. Like product managers are working with whoever's like the engineers directly are to physically build and plan the products. Product marketers work with the product managers and the engineers to help develop what they would call like a product roadmap, which is their plan for different products throughout the year. So basically like what a product marketer would do is take like their insights that they've gained from customers, the market, wherever, and help use that to help inform product managers, engineers on what products they should be making that they can then release. And then the other aspect is launches. Product marketing managers would manage whatever product launch situation is going on.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but with your background and experience, you could be a product manager too, right? If you wanted to be.
Yeah, I think it depends. I think my experience at Shay, I could.
Yeah, that's basically what you were doing, almost.
Yeah.
In a way. You were doing a lot of both product marketing and product management, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I like the product marketing side so far.
Yeah. So we've really just encompassed kind of your first job.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to move into kind of your next gig and what you did there? And
yeah, sure. So the next job my title was technical product marketing manager. So it was a little bit along the same lines of Shay, where they wanted to hire an engineer. They wanted to hire an engineer so that because of the technical background, because the product line was very technical that I was working on. But this was very different in the sense of it was a brand new product marketing group within the company. And my manager was basically laying the foundations of what product marketing would look like at this company. Mm-hmm. So in that sense, this job was great for me because I was learning about all the different facets of product marketing in a real life scenario versus just reading about it online and trying to picture it. So my role at that company was basically market research and sales enablement for the medical device industry.
Okay, cool. And this company does what exactly again?
Power supplies. They created power supplies.
Okay.
So that was cool because we were kind of like learning together. We were building a lot of like the foundational aspects of our systems. And that was cool. It was
because this was like a brand new program or like at this company, right? A brand new position, pretty much?
Yes. Yeah. I wasn't like backfilling anybody. It was a new position that they had created.
They were just starting this team, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because they had never had a product marketing team before? Is that true?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, interesting.
But no, it was cool. It was an interesting job because it was my first fully remote job.
Yeah, that's right. You were like kind of hybrid almost at the really in office.
I was mostly in office, and then once COVID hit, I was remote, and then it was a little bit of both. And then I was promoted at my first job, so then I had to backfill my position. And once that person started, I was in the office every single day because I was training.
True. Okay. That's right.
And then I switched to this job that was fully remote.
100% remote.
And it was kind of boring, like being fully remote. Like, I think a hybrid schedule is the ideal schedule because you get like 2 days a week. You can go into the office, get out of the house, do what you need to do, socialize, and then 3 days a week you can be home, work out, do your laundry, whatever. I think that's ideal, and I think everybody should do that if they can. I mean, for positions where you can work hybrid. I know there's a lot that you can't.
Yeah, I feel like remote jobs, you definitely lose that like personal touch with everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely tougher. I think the balance is good.
Or if you're like 100% remote, you like I would want to be traveling a little bit.
Yeah, and I did travel a little
travel.
bit for the other job, which was fine. But yeah, in my ideal world, it would be like a 2 days a week in the office and 3 days home.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice for our dog too.
Yeah, Coda would love that schedule.
Yeah,
I haven't had it yet, but Coda would love it. But yeah, it was good. That job was interesting because I did a lot of like market research, and
Take me through like
it was
market research. Like, what do you mean by that?
So basically, you do like a big analysis of the market when in relation to like your products.
Okay.
A lot of it too.
So you're like researching like other customers, other products, and like kind of comparing.
Yeah,
it to
you're
yours?
researching like the top players in the market, their spend that they would typically do for like power supplies. You're looking at the power supplies medical industry as a whole. So you're looking at the market size. You're looking at the big players. You're looking at competitive analysis of it, of basically your competition.
Okay.
What else? I can't remember off the top of my head because I don't have to do that at my current role.
But most of your job was like market research at this job.
Yeah, it was mostly that, and then it was supposed to be a lot of sales enablement, which I was helping create like slide decks and things like that for new products.
Cool. And this product mainly went into the medical device industry, right?
The products that I was working on, but they were in all the different industries
okay.
as
They
well.
did a lot too. All
Yeah.
right. Very nice.
But yeah, it was cool. It was a very technical product that I didn't have a lot of background in, so there's a bit of a learning curve when that happens. But I guess it's been like that for all of my jobs, where you have the little bit of a learning curve to figure out this like technical product that you have no experience with before. So
On the job learning.
yeah, a lot of on the job learning with these things.
Those books they used to bring home with like the small print was like insane. I was like, is this even English? Like,
I know.
Formulas and shit. Like, that was wild.
I know, and I had to learn all of this without AI.
Yeah, there was
back in the day.
We didn't really know about AI.
Well, no, it wasn't.
Time.
Well,
it was probably,
it was a thing. It just wasn't a thing when it came to like.
If anything, the
learning.
engineers should have known it was coming up in the pipeline. But
yeah, but it's totally different types of engineering, really.
No, I'm just kidding.
But.
Yeah, I know, right? No, but those books were crazy. I was like, oh my god. Going back, I think we missed a little bit of your kind of story. At your first job, you got your MBA. Right?
Oh yeah, I did.
Which was great for business because this role you're in now is like really business centric, right?
Yeah, I think getting my MBA was huge for
your growth and
growing within like the role of a product marketing person. I think you definitely need an MBA as well.
Having that background.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you think like all people going into product marketing should get an MBA?
I think yes.
Yeah.
Only because it's like the product marketing manager title. They want the engineer for the technical background for technical products or for like whatever industry that you're kind of going into, but they look at the MBA for like the marketing aspect.
True. Okay.
Which, yes, I had a lot of on-the-job experience at my first company when it came to product marketing, but when you're kind of applying to a bunch of companies, it's good to have the MBA because that's kind of what I think helps get your resume through the door a little bit more than if you were to just have the experience.
From others.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Do non-engineers like try to apply for roles like this?
Potentially.
Potentially, yeah. I guess how technical the background is, right?
Yeah.
Depends on the company, right?
I think it depends on the company, like, and the product that you're trying to sell. Like, there's definitely product marketing people for, like, a consumer goods industry.
Okay,
like,
fair.
they probably don't need somebody with, like, a super technical background.
Yeah.
But it's more so, like, the industries where you need to have a good understanding of how the product works in order to sell it.
Yeah.
That you would need, that companies think they need an engineer background.
Okay. Okay, so you gain a lot of market research experience at this job, and now kind of take me to your current role as product marketing manager again, right?
Yeah.
Guys, see, sometimes I get confused. I mean, she's had a lot of jobs. She does a lot of things. It's hard for me to keep track sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it is hard, too, and it's hard to explain because I think I already said this, but every company looks at product marketing differently. So
yeah.
I got this new role. It's a great company. But the way that they are structured and the way that they looked at the role of a product marketing person was totally different than like
your previous two companies.
Yeah. It's totally different. And so theirs was more focused around like launches, messaging, and events. Those are kind of like the big three things that I work on. So like I don't have to worry about sales enablement as much.
Market research?
Nope, that's another
different
division as well.
Okay.
So it's a little bit easier because it's like a narrowed scope.
Yep.
But it's a little bit harder because it's bigger scale.
Yeah, a much bigger scale.
Yeah. So it's interesting though. It's cool because it's a cool company, kind of like cutting edge technology. I'm not going to get into like what it is really, but so it's cool to be selling a product that's kind of like the latest and greatest.
Yeah,
I'd say.
I would definitely say.
And it's kind of like I said, it's a lot bigger scale. So, like for an example, I used to run trade shows at all of my companies.
Yeah, like you were the person for your company's trade show.
Yeah, I was like manning the booth 6 hours, 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Building the
demo.
Building the whatever like demonstration we had, building the actual like exhibition, but we would have like 10 foot by 10 foot booths where you have a little like backdrop.
Yeah.
And then you have like a desk. You have like maybe a podium thing. Some merch. And you had like a table or whatever.
Now what scale is it on?
Now we have like, just as an example, my next trade show, our booth is like 1,400 square meters large.
Yeah.
We have 11 meeting rooms within the...
Square meters?
Yeah, that's just what it is. I don't know what the conversion is in my head.
I'm like, I've heard of square feet before.
I know. Square meters is bigger. So 1,400 square feet, imagine that, and whatever it is in meters is a lot bigger.
I think that's pretty big.
On the ground research, he's looking it up on his computer.
So that's 15,000 square feet.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
1,400 square meters is roughly 15,000 square feet.
So comparing it to the 10 foot by 10 foot booths that I would do in the past, it's a lot bigger. It's a lot more moving parts.
This is like a building in itself almost.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to plan, and you want it to go well, obviously.
Wow.
But
much bigger scale.
Yeah, it's just a lot bigger of a scale, but it's really great like experience.
And you're not really customer facing, or you are at these shows, right? A
little bit, yeah. So,
but not on your day to day.
Not necessarily in my day to day. It's a little bit like we can get involved in customer conversations, but more so for learning versus selling. Like we want to learn about the customer's experience, like their buying journey. We want to understand their pain points in order to lead that product journey or product roadmap.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why we would have conversations with customers more so than trying to sell our product, because we have other experts in the company who are able and do that every day.
I feel like a lot of your products, even in the past and now, have always like involved like some cars, which is always like kind of cool to me.
Yeah.
You got to test drive like at like a track some cars, didn't you? Right? Or like go to their like plant, and you saw like the test drive. You saw how it was built and stuff. That was cool, right?
that was very cool. We went to a factory just to walk around and see how they were kind of using our services, but that was really cool watching like a high-tech automotive customers, the way that it's built. And they have like a test track in the back, so if you were to buy a car, then you can, they have a whole program set up where you could go test drive it, and it's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. All of the companies that I've worked at in the past and present have been like business to business sales. So we're selling directly to businesses instead of business to consumer. So I haven't had experience in the business consumer industry yet, but I think eventually I might want to do that.
Yeah, like what are you thinking, like business to consumer wise? Like what kind of company?
I don't know.
Like a Spotify or something?
I mean, I would love to work for Spotify. I've heard great things about them, but just like a cool product. I think that's something that I kind of aspire to. I mean, I'm working on a cool product now. It's very, very cool. But I think
a product that you almost like, maybe you use it in the everyday environment. Maybe you can like
something that like I would love, like
well, that would be
clothes or something. Like I don't know, like something
or like
that
some app that you use every day. Like how cool would that be?
Yeah, like something that I physically think is cool. Like for like, I don't know if they even have positions like this, but like for an example, like Delta. I love flying Delta. I want to work for a company where I can get free flights. Like Airbnb, like give me a free like I don't know. And who knows if those companies even do anything like that. But
you want perks is what you're saying.
I love a good perk.
You want some more perks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of perks now. I have like no perks now. But
you do and you don't, but yeah.
Yeah. I just think like working for a company like that would be cool. Yeah. Where like you don't have to do a whole MLA format essay to explain what the product is when somebody asks you what you do. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just think working for like a mainstream industry one day could be cool.
Yeah. So take me through like your day to day now at this new company.
Yeah. So depending on what's going on, kind of changes my day to day. So right now we're like knees deep in event planning. So a lot of my day to day is all stuff that's related to making this trade show come to life. Yeah. So it's like figuring out demos, working out with those to get them built, writing scripts, planning content.
This international trade show, right? Yeah.
Planning the booth, all basically all the stuff that you need to do to plan a like large scale trade show.
How many people are going to be at this trade show potentially?
Like 200,000 maybe.
200,000
attendees. Yeah, attendees. I think
that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I think that's roughly what it is.
Wow, that's a big trade show.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge trade show. Like just as an example, we typically have like 150 employees working it. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different moving parts and managing schedules
just at your booth, there's gonna be 150 employees.
Yeah.
Wow.
Working it.
Working, yeah.
Not even just like
gear, like we're actually working.
Well, not even just like a lot of the times like salespeople will get their own tickets and they'll do they'll do customer meetings and stuff, but they won't be associated with like that 150 number. But yeah, so that's a lot of my day to day right now is just planning that. But other aspects are a lot. It's like writing the messaging and positioning for our industry. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
What else? I manage like our blog channel, so I review a lot of technical blogs and go back and forth and.
Which these blogs get sent to customers, potential customers?
Yeah, so a lot of the times, like, my blog channel is what they call, like, thought leadership for our industry. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of, like, customer success stories or...
how these customers are implementing and using the product.
Yeah. or like solutions that internally we've built that customers could use in their own deployments.
Okay.
So it's a lot of stuff like that, or just like high level thought leadership on the industry. So that's pretty cool, but it takes a long time to read, review, and go through like the iterations of all the different blogs to make sure that they're kind of up to par to go on the channel.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of rules on what's allowed and what's not. And then manage like our social media channels, which is always back and forth. There's a lot of variation that happens within this company, so
yeah, things are always changing.
So it keeps things interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And are you like designing these like booths and like where things should go and like mapping it out kind of thing?
Yeah, I work with like other people on my team for sure, but yeah, we work together to figure out like the best way for everything to flow and like how somebody would kind of walk through and like learn about stuff.
Yeah, because you like at this company, there's a lot of like things that you can actually see, like something's made here and it goes into this and it makes this. Like you're not just like presenting like a poster, like
no, we're doing
like it's really interactive.
Yeah, what we're trying to do more so now, because a lot of in the past we did a lot of like computer screen based demonstrations where you're just showing somebody on like a computer what's going on. We're trying to bring it to life in what we call like an experiential demo. So it's like a physical build of something that you can see and visualize exactly what it's doing for and how you could implement it in your own like factories.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool.
It is really cool. So Em, I feel like a big part of your job is like traveling. Do you like to travel for work?
I do like to travel. And I don't mind traveling for work.
Yeah.
I think I said it a little bit earlier, but back in the day I loved it because it kind of broke up my month or my whatever. Just got me out of the office or whatever. Now I kind of like it less just because I'd rather be home.
Yeah.
Like I live with you. I have my beautiful dog. I would love to just be home
all the time. Yeah.
But in general, like
I feel like you still enjoy it though.
I do like traveling.
Yeah.
Speaking of our beautiful dog, she heard me and she walked over here. But I don't hate it. I love, like we said, I love a perk. So like I have my whole setup with like airlines. I have lounge access. I like traveling by air. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because normally people hate it. And I've had some horror stories. Like I've had horrible times traveling for work and getting stuck places. And
we have to touch on
that. We'll talk about it. But in general, knock on wood, I will say since I switched to Delta, again, knock on wood because I'm traveling tomorrow, but I've had pretty good experiences.
Yeah. I like that you travel a lot too because then I just become like the passenger princess almost.
Yeah, you are totally the passenger princess.
Delta perks, we're flying first class.
I know. You're
like I love it because I don't travel a lot, so it's sick when I piggyback like a little trip from off of you.
Well, plus it's nice because we get a bunch of points. So like I travel for work, I get points on my credit card and I get like mileage points. So
you rack up the miles.
We flew to our honeymoon for free. Like we flew to Europe last year for free.
Yeah,
so
we haven't paid for flights in a long time.
Yeah. So that part I love because in general, like my main hobby is traveling. So I love to go new places. So if I can kind of help facilitate that by just traveling for work every once in a while, then I'll do it all day.
Yeah. When I was younger, I used to hear about like people's families like traveling for free to all these cool places. I'm like, how does that even happen? And now that I'm married to you, I'm like, oh, this is it. This is how it happens. So it's like, it's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a thing at all. It was actually my first company. I was travel with like my manager and my director a lot. And they were like, oh, make sure you sign up for your like reward points, and because we can put it in a lot of like the travel booking systems. You can enter your points so that no matter what you end up booking, you get some sort of point for it. So yeah, I love that aspect of it just because I love free stuff.
Oh man, we love the free perks, free stuff.
I love a free anything.
I will say the Delta Lounge access is pretty sick. Like that's worth it for everything.
It makes such a huge difference when you have a long travel day,
exactly.
And especially when you're going through like these hubs like Atlanta, it's so hard to sit in like by the gate for 3 hours.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference just to be comfortable, because I can go to a Delta Lounge and I can be alone traveling and I can close my eyes and not be scared about what's going on around me. Like,
yeah, you're comfortable.
It makes a difference when I'm traveling alone, for sure.
Yeah. So as like a PMM, like you should expect to travel like a good amount. Like you were traveling like once a month at your previous jobs, but how often do you think you travel now?
Now it's more so just
Quarterly?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's more so for like events, like the trade shows is the main travel, and then the other aspect is just for meetings, like internal meetings. I'll travel to different places.
Yeah. You have a trip tomorrow. So,
yeah.
You're traveling a lot these next couple months.
Yeah.
But let's hear. Obviously you have had a lot of good experiences traveling, but let's hear.
I know. I'm afraid to jinx myself before I get on a flight tomorrow. Right?
Especially with all the TSA problems going on.
I know. I'm a little nervous about that, but knock on wood, everything will be fine. It's like I have a direct flight that's 2 hours long. I should not have problems.
You should not.
And it's so early. If I have problems, it'll be so sad.
Yeah.
But no.
Let's hear about maybe some travel disasters from back in the day.
I will say, all travel disasters stem from 2 airlines. You want to guess which ones those are? I say it all the time to other people.
You're not flying Frontier, Spirit.
Okay.
So let's take those.
I have flown Frontier once, and it was a fine experience. Me and my sister flew it to Florida.
Oh,
but no, I haven't flown those.
American?
Yes, American is the number 1 horrible airline. What do you think the second one is?
I would say like Southwest.
No, Southwest is fine, actually.
Oh, United.
Yeah, it's United.
Yeah.
So United isn't necessarily horrible, but their hub airports are horrible.
Where are their hubs?
Newark.
Yep.
Philly.
Oh, okay.
I'm blanking on what their other
busy
one.
Airports.
Yeah,
okay.
those are mainly the 2 that I would fly through from Rhode Island to wherever I was going. But terrible. Yeah. Terrible. So like most of my issues when it came to flying United was flying through Newark, because you land and you have to get off the plane, and then you get on a shuttle, and then you have to take the shuttle to the terminal, and then your next flight is never in the same terminal. So I've spent so many times sprinting through the Newark airport to make a flight. And I'm not even saying like it's been 2 times. It's been like
every time.
It's been like 8 times. And then there was one time where we were sprinting through the airport. I was with my boss at the time, and we missed it.
Damn.
So that was actually my first
Coming
lounge.
Home?
No, going there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were flying to San Francisco, and we were sprinting through the airport and just didn't make it. They shut the gates. But that was my first time actually in an airport lounge. She brought me to the United Lounge.
Oh, cool.
So that's when I was like, oh, I could get used to this. I need to figure out how I can. I wasn't traveling enough to get lounge access just based on points. So I was like, how do I get here?
Nice. How do I adopt this lifestyle?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, my bank account says no, I can't be bougie. How can I cheat this system and figure out a way that I can do it? So I've done that now.
I remember... Like, what was the big disaster where you drove from?
Oh, yeah. So that was American. Okay. So American's issues is they have, like, the weirdest issues. Yeah. So
I feel like as a product marketing manager, you might be able to fix some of these issues if you ever worked for them.
Who knows? So, actually, my best friend just traveled on American, and she just had a shit show of a travel day. So it's like fresh in my mind how awful they are.
Yeah.
But they just run their operations weird. So like they'll put everybody on the plane, and then they'll have a mechanical issue. And this has actually happened to me. And they like drive you around the tarmac for 5 hours, and then they're like, oh, there's an issue still. We got to get everybody off the plane. It's like, well, you knew that 5 hours ago. You could have just gotten us off the plane. We could have gotten lunch. Like,
yeah.
It's like the choices that they make is weird.
Yeah.
Like my best friend, she just traveled. She got put on a plane. They had some sort of like standby, like oversell. So they allowed too many people on the plane.
Yeah.
And because of the weight of the plane, they took some people's bags off the plane, put it on another plane. So my friend's flight was delayed because of all these different issues. There was weather issues and stuff too. And then when she eventually got to the airport, her bag wasn't there because they put it on. It's like
some of the choices,
it just makes no sense in my head. My horrible travel experience was I was flying home from Nebraska, which was a place I went a lot.
You almost had a residency
in
Nebraska.
Shout out Columbus, Nebraska.
Oh, Columbus?
Yeah. It was 2 hours away from Omaha where we flew in.
Oh, my God.
So we would have to drive there, too. Yeah, that was...
The Cornhuskers.
The Huskers...
Actually, speaking of the Cornhuskers, they're making a little run in the tournament here.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's like the one thing that was cool about going to Nebraska was one, meeting everybody in the Nebraskan office. Everybody's so nice, of course. Yeah. But they're all, like, we love the Pats. They love the Huskers. Everybody. Their desks are decked out.
It's pretty sure that stadium, the Cornhuskers Stadium, holds the most people for college sports. If not for even professional, too, because it's like over 100,000.
Potentially. On game day, it is the most populated part in Nebraska.
On Saturdays.
Every city holds less people than that stadium.
No way.
Yes.
What?
I mean,
that's crazy.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
I mean, what else?
Fact check me, but
over there. Like, the closest thing is like Kansas City for the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, and I will say we did do an excursion to Lincoln, Nebraska, which is where the stadium is, and that part of that town is very cute and nice. So, and like it's a college town, so it makes sense too. But, so if anyone's thinking about going to Nebraska, it is a cute town over there.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, you were there a ton.
Yeah, I went there a bunch.
Did you ever go to a game or no?
No.
You almost did, I think.
But I think there was like one time where my team was like, if this overlaps, then we could go to a game, but we didn't end up going. But I wish we did. That would have been really cool.
That would have been really cool.
Oh, yeah. So I was flying home from Nebraska.
To Charlotte?
Yeah. So we were flying American into Charlotte. And there was some sort of like Last Nemo-style snowstorm happening in the Northeast, I think. So basically...
Nor'easter?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a lot of snow. I don't really know what was happening. But every single flight was canceled out of Charlotte. So me and my manager decided to drive home from Charlotte all the way to Rhode Island. Oh my God. Which was so worth it because I was home like that night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we, like I think, I can't remember when we landed in Charlotte, but we knew that there was no potential flights out. And, like, my manager had family in Charlotte, so he really could have stayed. But
you're like, I'm getting out of here.
I wanted to leave. And maybe that, like, swayed his decision. He was very nice, so maybe that was why. But we ended up renting a car and driving all the way back for, like, 13 hours. And, honestly, like, how old was I in that company?
Early
like,
20s?
Yeah, 22, 23. At that point, so I didn't drive most of the time.
Wasn't he almost passing out? Finally, you offered. You're like in Connecticut, almost home.
Yeah, and I'm like, we just hit the Rhode Island border. I could drive us home now. No, he was great. We like stopped every once in a while, to get food, we listened to the Hunger Games books on audio. And that was actually my first like audio book, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good.
He's still like a fresh stranger at this point, right?
No.
Oh, you knew him?
No, he was my manager. I worked with him every day. He was he was very nice. But yeah, I don't think I started driving until we got to Connecticut. So, and it was like, well, actually, no, it must have been a little bit earlier than that, because it was, I think it got to like 10:30 p.m. And he was like, oh, do you mind like driving a little bit? And I was like, yeah, no problem. I stopped. We like switched out a thing. I got myself like a Monster Energy drink, and then, which throwback, but I like drank that, and I think we got home around like 2:30 in the morning.
Damn.
But it was sketchy driving in Connecticut over, like that bridge that you have to go when you're coming from the south and you're going up. There's like that wide bridge. Like
in Groton? Like close to Rhode Island?
Closer to Rhode Island, yeah.
Yeah, what about it?
It was like...
Swaying?
It was just so windy. Like there was whatever like reason all the flights got canceled.
I forgot about the storm.
Yeah. It was so windy. So I'm like sitting there driving this little car that... it was a little sketchy. So he's like sleeping, and I'm like, oh, hopefully we survive this. But luckily we made it.
This Monster Energy.
Yeah. Actually, I went to your house when I got home, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I do remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, she's driving all the way.
Yeah. I know. That was before there was like Find My Friends on our phones. You couldn't even like follow my path.
Probably not. Yeah, right? That's funny. That's a good story.
Yeah. It was an interesting one. I don't think I have, knock on wood, I don't think I have that many dramatic stories besides just running through short layovers. So that's my like word of advice for people picking flights. Don't ever choose a layover that's less than an hour. Especially it's not worth it.
American.
Especially if you're flying American or United. Even like Delta, I've had close calls, but I've made it. But it's just not worth it. Like, go get a coffee in between your flight. It's not worth running through. For someone
who's like maybe traveling a lot earlier in their career, mid-career, you've flown like a lot of different airlines, obviously. What is your favorite so far?
For all around, Delta. Because it's like good quality. The only problem with Delta is it's like more expensive.
Yeah, but you're a big Delta girl.
But I like Delta because I get points and all that good stuff. But like actual flight, they have like the in-seat entertainment thing. Like you can get snacks. Like they have a good setup. I think my next top of like quality of flight is JetBlue. They just don't travel that many places. True. But they have good snacks. They have good like seats.
Good stuff.
All I care about is the snacks.
Snacks and the comfort.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I honestly after that, like
before you started traveling, I was a big JetBlue boy. That was like
that's your nickname.
Group message. Yeah.
You and our first guest Cam, JetBlue boys.
The mailman and we used to fly JetBlue all the time.
Yeah, and I like JetBlue, but and then the problem with United is the seats are just uncomfortable. So you're sitting on like a 6-hour flight, and
I don't think I've ever flown an American flight, but
a United one.
United, excuse me, yeah.
But yeah, it's just uncomfy.
It is, yeah.
And then American just has no reliability at all.
Damn, we're not getting sponsored by American on this pod.
No. It wouldn't even be worth it. They would give us perks we don't want.
You were like, I don't want it, actually.
No, I don't. It's literally terrible. I'm scarred.
Oh, shit, that's funny. One of my last questions for the podcast for you, and kind of wrapping up, is: do you guys use a lot of like AI at your company?
We do.
Nice.
We use a lot.
It's just ubiquitous now.
Yeah. I mean, I personally think it's great. It just makes life easier. Like, I think the main thing to remember, so like we use a bunch of different AI tools, and a lot of tools that we can customize with, basically you can build your own like knowledge base, which is, for an example, like if I have all this documentation on processes and procedures that I need to follow, or like rules that I need to follow for a specific thing, I can enter all of that documentation information into this tool and give it a prompt, like a chat bot prompt that says, like, based on the information in this knowledge base that I've created, answer XYZ questions. And it just makes it a lot easier to pull information faster when you're trying to like move pretty quickly. Okay. So I love that aspect of it. The other aspect of it I like is I don't think I'm like I have a very analytical brain. I love like puzzles, things like that. Yeah. I don't think I'm like the most creative person alive. So when it comes to
stats and like numbers,
but like when it comes to just like thinking of like copy to write for something, I tend to think of like the same things over and over again. Yeah. So what I like is I'll use it as kind of like a baseline. Be like, I need to write something that I want this point to come across. Like, can you draft something for me? And they'll draft it, and I just adjust it to what I know sounds good. I think a lot of like my main advice in using like the AI tools would be, number one, don't fully trust the response you're getting.
I learned that from you.
Yeah. The tool that you're using is only as good as what's inputted into it. So basically, the way that it's trained will determine the kind of responses you get. So like, for an example, everybody using like the Chat GPT as like their therapist. Throw a shout out to Craig from Southern Charm, because that's the first person that I heard doing it. But it is problematic because like these tools are programmed to, one, get you to keep asking questions because that's how it kind of makes money. But number two, it's also programmed to like learn the kind of responses that you want. Yeah. Every prompt is also training it at the same time. So it's learning. That's why it's not good to use as like a therapist. But
interesting. I never really thought about it like that. Okay. Yeah.
But in terms of like getting content, you need to double check everything that it comes out. So like, for an example, I've used tools in the past where I'm saying like, oh, give me this thing, and I'm just trying to like clarify stuff. Mm-hmm. But I'll know in the documentation that I entered like specifically what it says. So when they come back and it's something totally different, I'm like, I'm pretty sure what the document I gave you said this. Can you actually rerun this and like look through the document again? And a lot of the times the response is like, oh, you're right, like I did this wrong. So you kind of you do have to definitely check it.
You can't solely trust it or fully trust it just yet.
Yeah.
Or maybe ever.
I mean, probably ever. Like, yeah. It's never, I mean, I shouldn't say never. You never know. Like 5 years ago, we wouldn't say that this was possible, but right now you definitely can't totally trust them. Okay. But they're a good baseline.
It's tailoring is tailoring responses towards you.
A little bit, yeah, for sure. So like, if you ask, like for an example, if you ask like around like a similar topic over and over, mm-hmm. they're remembering your chat history too. Yeah. So they're like, we know this is how you feel, but blah 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 blah, and then it gives you more context based on like your previous questions. So like, I've had times where I've asked it questions and I'm like looking for a specific response, because a lot of the times when I'm using like these chatbots, it's because I'm trying to just get ideas versus
actual
asking them to like do stuff for me. Okay.
So you're using it for like a creative portion of your job?
Yeah. And it's just for like more ideas. So it's like, give me like 5 options for a way to like write a title of something. Okay. And then I basically like Frankenstein them into what I think sounds the best, because a lot of the things too, especially when it comes to writing, you can tell when it sounds like AI, and I think everybody knows that at this point. But like, for an example, AI tools love putting an M dash in.
What is that?
So it's basically, it's like in grammar it's like a dash, but it's longer. Mm-hmm. So it'll be like a sentence. I'm trying to think of like an example, but it'll say something and then they put a dash and it gives like a little bit of an explanation and then that's the sentence.
Yeah.
Versus just doing like a full sentence that's in like active voice versus like a passive voice. So you kind of have to, there's a lot, and they use a lot of the same adjectives over and over. So like
Got it.
AI loves to revolutionize the industry and they love to have like
I've seen that.
groundbreaking stuff. Like those words, they're filler words.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times,
I love a good filler word. Though.
Yeah, but a lot of the times when you're working on like marketing content, you kind of have to filter through that. You want quantifiable words, and you want to be direct. Like you don't.
Yeah, you don't want to beat around the bush. And, like,
exactly.
You want to be. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's a lot of. I like to use it for ideas, and then I kind of edit it versus having it write it totally for me. And then
you're not relying fully on it, but okay.
Yeah, but if it is nice to like, if you're in planning, like if you needed to. I'm trying to think of other examples. Oh, for an example, you had to create a slideshow recently. Mm-hmm. So you use chat to be like, hey, create me like
a slide deck,
an outline of what I could do. And you don't use it word for word.
No.
But it gives you an idea of like a good flow.
Good starting point. Yeah,
So like things like that it's really good for.
Yeah. Now your company that you work for, they have like their own AI tools, or do they have their own like chat GPT kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Are companies like starting to make their own?
Yeah, definitely.
Like all the big companies, whether it's tech or what, they're starting to make their own AI, like bot.
So
talk to me about that.
It's more so like they're building like AI solutions internally to help improve their own processes. So like
okay. They're not.
There might be like chat. They're not creating like a chat GPT
for the regular Joe. It's for their companies and specific to their company.
Correct.
Oh, all right, interesting.
Or they're like implementing it in different ways, just to make it easier to like obtain information.
Yeah. So like, say Microsoft.
I mean, I will say there's just a million ways people are using AI nowadays, and it's varies throughout each industry, and it's very cool.
Yeah.
But it's not like so cut and dry and straightforward of like just ChatGPT. It's a multitude of different things that are kind of changing everything, which is pretty exciting. But
it is very exciting.
I don't know. I think it's cool.
Like, what else is in AI that you've seen?
Like what?
Like you said, there's like a multitude of things.
Okay, so for an example,
yeah.
People are using AI for visual inspection. So basically, instead of like say they have a product, instead of somebody physically having to find every imperfection and marking it down and doing whatever, they'll use a camera, and that camera is using AI to identify all of the imperfections and
like of
pass it
okay.
and pass it for good quality or
like quality
versus bad. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool. So visual inspection AI is being developed for.
Yeah, so like that's just like an example of like not just like a chatbot solution.
Yeah, I think those are things like I don't know about. Like what else is it being used for besides like me drafting like some BS email or something.
Well, the latest and greatest are it's like agentic AI and physical AI. So agentic AI is basically you have what they're calling agents running in the background of all these different processes working together to do stuff. So it's not just like one agent learning from like a knowledge base. It's a multitude of agents working together, working through like different data sets in order to get the information that like you need. And they're doing it and they're running it all in the background automatically versus having to like submit a prompt.
Now, like, what do you mean by like an agent? Like the night agent, like the Netflix show we just watched?
No. Definitely not the Night Agent. That guy sucks.
You don't like him?
I did not like that show.
Oh, the first two seasons.
He's just like not.
Great.
He's not a good spy or whatever his job is. He's not good at it.
So many flaws.
You know how many people died because of him in that show? Like, he was terrible.
You know how many casualties he caused?
His boss died,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh God!" Like, move on to the next one. It's like, no, she legit just died because you led her into the wrong situation. Every time, so like I think the purpose of the Night Agent is to protect certain people from like they get called into these certain situations.
Yeah.
Every single time he's protecting somebody, they get like abducted.
They get abducted and most likely pass away.
Literally, yeah. Didn't his girlfriend die or something, or is she like? I don't know. That show
Anyways,
is terrible. But no, that's not what I'm talking about when it comes to.
You don't like this.
No, I really didn't. I did not like the Night Agent.
Oh man,
I just don't think he was a good agent at all. But no, it's like it's very cool. It's just there's a lot of new technologies, and the industry's moving so fast that things are always changing.
Yeah, but like, so what is an agent?
It's basically just like something working in the background.
Yes.
To gather information. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a total expert.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll learn soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Very cool. Cool stuff. You have a lot of AI knowledge. So I feel like there's a theme in this. It's in this podcast. It's like electric vehicles. I'm kind of obsessed with AI.
Which is interesting that you're obsessed with electric vehicles.
Franklin.
Ben Franklin, number one.
Like the things that I don't know. Maybe I'm on the spectrum a little bit.
No,
I have a little bit of autism, but those things kind of just like I like to ask questions about.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think AI is like the biggest thing in affecting the world right now, honestly. So it makes sense that you would want to talk about it and see how other people's jobs are being affected. But there's so many different ways that it can improve the industries versus like I think a lot of people are afraid of it and like what it means for specific industries. But like for an example, the electrician episode, there's a lot of tools now that would make it a lot easier for electricians to quickly find answers to problems on job sites remotely faster with like whatever tools. But like for an example, he mentioned his handbook or something like that. If you built a tool or a chatbot tool and inputted all of that information, built this knowledge base that was specifically around electrical like circuitry or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
And then you had that and then you had that tool in like your pocket on a job site. It can make it a lot faster to move through like your project timelines or things like that. So there's a lot of ways that they call it like one like terminology that people use is human in the loop. So it's a lot of the things where AI is making life easier, but you still need a human to be in the process like in control of making it all go through. But
oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's a cool idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that it can help all industries. So it's cool that you ask everybody about how if they're using it at all. Yeah, because I'm curious.
Yeah, right. You want to learn too.
Yeah, I want to know how people are using it.
Listening to the podcast.
I have.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm number one fan.
As a producer, I guess you kind of have to. You're forced
to.
You don't have a choice.
I know. I don't think I might be number 2 after Craig now. Cause I didn't make the sweatshirts, but
Craig. Oh, yeah. Oh, on the hierarchy of the One Job Pod.
Hierarchy of the One Job Pod payroll. Number 1 fans.
Oh, fans. Yeah, you're probably number 3. I think it's me, then Craig, and then.
Yeah, Craig might have you beat.
Yeah, Craig might have me. He might. Oh man, yeah. Merch is coming out soon. It was.
We need hats.
Hats are easy. Everyone loves a good hat.
Yeah.
I know. I went to the belt thing and boxer thing, but I think we need belts. I mean, we need
belts and boxers is like a wild choice for first set of merch.
It was a joke. It was a joke. Hats. Excuse me. Hats.
Yeah. OJP.
OJP. A lot of the listeners are calling themselves like jobbers.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're like the Reddit feeds and everything. They're calling themselves like the jobbers. That's like how they're being classified.
Wow.
I don't know who came up with that. I don't know if it was
Jobber.
If it was Craig or Jock, but one of them came up with the jobbers. So yeah, the jobber community is
the jobber
expanding.
jabbers.
The jobber jabbers. Yeah. The last two episodes were definitely jabbers for sure. I'll say that.
They were long. This episode definitely won't be that long.
No, it won't. We're getting some good content here. But what? Let me ask you this: Who do you want to see next, or who do you want to hear from next? Do you have any ideas? Or?
I think my friend who's a realtor would be a very interesting person to have on.
I think a realtor would be cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking like...
She lives long distance, so next time she's in town, she'll have to hop on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if we can... I don't know if the producer has the technology to remote in.
I'll have to do some research. We'd have to send her a mic.
Yeah, literally. Well, we can do that. That's a good idea, actually. Okay, so realtor... I think like a cop would be very cool, too.
Yeah. That would be a cool...
firefighter, like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we've said earlier, it's endless. Endless opportunity, endless possibilities. Yeah, but in closing, like, maybe kind of close the loop here, but do you have any advice for anyone getting into product marketing or product marketing engineering or, you know?
Yeah, I think... kind of like you said originally, getting the MBA was huge. Like, I definitely think you should get the MBA. In terms of like getting your foot in the door, especially if you're an engineer, I think finding those niche products that you kind of need an engineering background for, that definitely helps get you in the door. And then I think there are a couple of books that were pretty good, but I think there's a podcast that I was listening to. I think it's run by the Product Marketing Alliance. They have a lot of good information out there about like the actual role. But I also think too, it's kind of like rolling with the punches a little bit of you want to like lead obviously whatever company that you're participating in or you're working for into like what the product marketing role should be. But I think it's making your value known. I think that's like a really hard part about the role is that there's not a lot of, you might be able to hear Coda breathing, but there's not a lot of, there's not a good way to really show like key performance indicators or showing exactly the value of the product marketer, because you're kind of building all of these like baseline things to empower your like other stakeholders to do their best. But kind of trying to find good ways to measure your worth, I think, is a good way to make sure that you're successful in the role.
Yeah. Were you were able to show some like KPIs in the past going into these new jobs kind of thing, or?
Yeah, I think like a lot of it too is like building good relationships with your stakeholders. So making sure you have good relationships with like the product managers, the engineers, the sales team, leadership, and kind of making everybody else's life easier a little bit, because the more content, like not necessarily content, but the more like resources that you create to help empower easier decision making, I think is like one of the best benefits of having a product marketing person like at your company. So making sure that you kind of build those relationships and making sure that what you're developing is being used and of good value, I think is very important for the role. So I think there's that.
Yeah, I think that's great advice.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's awesome. Em, thanks for coming on the podcast. We really enjoyed having you, Coda and I. It was fun. I think the listeners are going to learn a lot from you. And hopefully we'll get some more people interested in product marketing management, product marketing engineers. Yeah. Sounds good?
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks again for coming on. I'll be seeing you around.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening to the One Job at a Time podcast. I'm your host, Ryan O'Kelly. Please comment for any new potential guests you want to have on the podcast. Please like, rate, subscribe to all of our channels. We are now across Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. We're all over. We're going to keep growing. And again, thanks for listening. Drop a comment and please like and subscribe. And the merch will be out soon, guys. Take care. Like us on TikTok and Instagram too. Thank you. Bye.